Hello, hi. How are you doing? Good to see you again. It is currently the 17th of February. Hey, Gita. Shush you. Always wants to be the center of attention. Can't speak to anybody but her. No. Yes. And this is going to be the second half of the blog for the Readathin across the month of February. Part 1 of it is already up. I'm going to link it up here. Please do go check that out. You will have noticed that I have started reading a fairy tale by Stephen King. It's a nice big chunker, courtesy of Jonathan Ball. Thank you very much. And I'm on page 106. And I'm despairing. Because nothing's happening. It's not uninteresting. Don't get me wrong. This thing's happening, but it's not fantasy things. But yeah, I'm here, but I'm not going to DNF it anyway. But anyway, so I'm sad. So there's nothing happening yet. But on a good news, Jonathan Ball knows that I'm sad. So they sent some book mail. And this month they're doing something differently. They sent us all a blind date with a book. And depending on what our choices were, and I chose fantasy, was always my first choice. And I normally take thriller as my second choice, but this time I took fiction because I wanted something different. And this is what they sent me.
Never judge a book by its cover. Unless it's this one.
Hello, welcome to 21 February. It's a Tuesday. We've been having a lot of load shedding. We're now back up to stage 6, which means our power's down about 11 and a half hours a day now. There's nothing I can do. Can't use my computer. We don't have internet when there's no power because we've upgraded our internet, and these things don't come with backup battery because we want to go back on fiber. So I said to my nephew, please, you need to sort this out. You either get the backup battery. No, they don't do that. They have to. It's the days of load shedding. They have to have a backup battery. They don't have backup battery backups. Then we need to cancel and go back to the way we were, because at least that way we were connected 24/7. If I can't use my computer, I can at least use my phone. Right. So yeah, dilemma. Anyway, so I've been doing reading and stuff, and I'm now about to start chapter 20, page 340. And things are happening. I'm so glad I stuck with it. So good. It is so good. Okay, so this is your spoiler warning you want and only for, because I don't know what a spoiler is. So we're following the story of Charlie Reed. Okay. Who's 17, does football and baseball and so on and so forth. But something happens on the way home from school one day, and he helps an old man and his dog, and things happen from there. Now, the last time I saw you, didn't get a chance to record. We were only interacting between seeing what happened, how he helps the guy, la 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 la. Nothing was happening. Now everything is happening, and I certainly cannot tell you anything because spoiler. But this is like a mishmash of all the fairy tales that we know and love. Call it like an origin story, maybe, if you wanna. That's the only way I can summarize that. But also, there's this, high literature works in there H.P. Lovecraft is in there. Lots of things. Something wicked this way comes. Many literary references. It's very, very good. I think the story is original. I think I like it. It's very good. I can't wait to read, but there are so many words on these pages. Look. Oh, by the way, I love the dinguses. And dingus is these things on the top of a chapter. If there's a picture or whatever, it's called a dingus. I'll look it up. So, yeah, see all those tiny words. Okay, well, but anyway. See. So many words on a page, on a tray back size book. So yeah, not a quick read. And it's also slow because it's very tension building. It's very tension building. I love the world building. There's a world based on another world. Kind of like Jack and the Beanstalk. Okay. Plus. It's cool. I love it. I love it. It is rather slow and I'm despairing. But I'm still enjoying it. So that's pretty cool. So far, it is what it is. We're again in load shedding. And this is a 4-hour stretch now. So, I don't know what the time is. It's between 6:30 and 7 p.m. And it's been off from 4 p.m. And it's going to go on again at 8:30 p.m. Then it's probably going to be on for 4 hours. So then we might be lucky till 2 a.m. And then it'll go off again. And depending on what stage we're on, if it's dropped down or whatever. I mean, we had 4 hours, and the middle one was 2 hours. So maybe we'll have a 2 hour, 4 hour, 2 hour. I don't know. So it's either going to be 2 to 4 a.m. or it's going to be 2 to 4, 6:30. Which is a problem because, people go to work at that time. I mean, Leon has to go to work. He leaves by 6. Then he still, has to put food in and and you have to do it all in the dark. You can't even have coffee. And depending on how the schedule flows, he might get to work. And then they might go into load shedding. And then you still can't have coffee. Or in his case, tea. So annoying. I had to make food this afternoon. I started cooking at 2 o'clock. Because I was going to make rice and stuff. So I didn't know. I only had 2 plates that work on my stove. So I didn't know if there was going to be enough time before the power went out. But luckily, the food is done. But now, we can't warm it up. Now everybody's at home. It's, dinner time, supper time. But now we'll have to wait till after 8. So we can eat our food. But at least it's cooked and we don't have to wait. So, the kind of thing that we have to do. And now we'll have to prep for tomorrow. And if there's anything we want to do. Because I have no idea. I'll have to check just now what the schedule is going to be. And then sometimes they just leave the power off for an hour extra. It's like, WTF? It's like, this is not scheduled. You don't have the right to extend it because you're not going to hesitate to turn it off again when it's time. So you've stolen an hour and you're not going to give it back. There's nothing we can do about it, which is the worst damn part. And electricity is so expensive. And we still have to pay for it and use it. But then, oops, thought I knocked my copy away. And then we can't. And then we can't use it. And then we can't use it. And also, when that power comes back up, everything is pulling power. Because, all your appliances take the most amount of power when it powers on. If it stays on, like your fridge and your kettle, you leave those things plugged in and on, they don't take electricity at all. Your fridge is a minuscule amount. That's neither here nor there. Whatever. Rant over. I'm sorry. There's nothing we can do. I know everybody in the country is feeling the same way I do, but I want to unsubscribe to load shedding. Hashtag load shedding must fall. Can another country not step in and do something? Seriously? Seriously? Anyway. Back to reading. Okay, bye. Hello. Welcome to Wednesday. The 22nd. It's just after midday. It's about 12:15 p.m. And I want to take a quick second to film this update quickly. Things have happened today. First of all, I've been invited to an event, as in on a guest list. However, it's kind of short minute, and I don't have the transport, and I'm begging people that if they're going in that direction to please be able to help me. I don't know. If it was a couple of days later, it would have been much better for me. I would have had less of a problem. So yes, if I'm able to go to that event, then I will obviously film it, or as much of it as I can, as a book signing, etc., etc., and a discussion with the author, etc. So it's a book launch, sorry. But on a guest list, okay, on a guest list. Nothing, there right now, but I hope I'm gonna be there because video, and also anyway. So my friend went to go visit her mother for a few days, and that's in Sedgefield. She didn't have a car, she didn't have anything with her, so she went there and spent the days with her mom. So when she came back, she said to me this morning, she said, "Do you read English books?" I said, I'm English. Do you mean from the UK? She said, "Yeah, British books from the UK." I said, "Yes, I said, "Why?" She said, "No, because I read this book." I said, "You read a book? You?" She said, "Yes, well, my mother and them were reading." And then I said, "Oh, well, what the hell not?" And so I asked if she had another one. So, ta-da, I now have The Only Way Is Up by Carol Matthews. This is a headline review, I think, publication. I do not know who the distributors are. I don't know if it's Jonathan Ball or anyone. An imprint of Headline Publishing Group. Is a Hatchet UK company. This could be distributed by Jonathan Ball. If I'm incorrect, I'm going to tag them. If I'm incorrect, I don't know. So yeah, The Only Way Is Up. So now, of course, it's actually so funny to me, and I really love it because she doesn't read. She's always like, she's taken me to a couple of sales and the boxes of books. She said, "I don't understand. Are you going to read all those books?" I said, "Yes." She said, "Why? It's such a waste of time." I said, okay. A lot of people. I know, they don't read at all. I mean, they do a lot of reading on their phone. They will never admit that to you. And also, they, "Hey Google," instead of, and reading, they will, "Hey Google." But I suppose it's just different generations. It's just me. I'm learning to get to know the things, the technology as it comes out, whereas the newer generations are kind of born with that knowledge. If I had grandkids, I would go to them and say, "Please help." But that's neither here nor there. So yes. So I got a new book. Yes, and I don't know what this is. I'm gonna look it up on Goodreads later. Back to Fairy Tale by Stephen King. I am now 418 pages in it. It's actually really good. I'm gonna dub this as, fairy tales meets the Squid Games. That's what I'm going for right now. Now, I decided I'm gonna stop here and update you at this particular point because I have a feeling people are gonna die now. I'm not ready for that. I'm sure people are gonna die now. but this took an unexpected turn. I did see where it was going. I did see where it was headed. But it's kind of good. It's much better than I thought it was. And there are things that are left unsaid so far that I need to know what's happening. It's only told from Charlie's point of view. So, as in Charlie is telling stories, third person, Charlie's telling stories. So we only have his POV so far. But I need to know what's happening with other people that's outside of the story currently that we don't know. So yeah. So the power's just come back on again. I'm gonna go make me coffee. And then I'm going to brace myself. Because I've invested in these people. You don't understand if you haven't read this yet. And if you do, I'm sure you'll know what I mean. But hey, so, yep. Bye for now. Morning. So we are now about just after 6 a.m. on Friday, the 24th of February. I'm trying to work on some reviews. And it's load shedding stage 6. 11.5 hours a day of no electricity. It's on literally for 4-hour gaps. My computer does not work without electricity because it needs a new battery and I can't afford one. My nephew upgraded the internet so we can go back onto fiber. But these units don't come with backup batteries in the day and age of load shedding. So we don't have internet now when the power goes down. So I'm literally sitting with my fingers where the sun don't shine because I can do nothing. So I've gotten up early. I want to work on a review for an hour or two. On a review or two for an hour. Because, I need coffee and I had to wake up after 8, for example, and then not have coffee for 4 hours. Someone would die. It's true. It's true. Someone's gonna die. So, yeah, I'm also setting up, I want to make a junk journal for Magical Readathin. That's continuous. I want to make it so I can add every year. Because what am I going to do for 4 hours? I can't read solidly for 4 hours. I used to be able to. I can't anymore. Anyway. I finished Stephen King fairy tale last night. Yeah, and you know what? It is slow, okay? Because there's a lot to unpack. It's a standalone, from what I can tell. It doesn't look like there's a sequel. There isn't anything leading up to one. It's actually really good. Okay. From what I already said about it, this is a bit of a dark fantasy. It's not very dark, okay? But it's dark. This is more adult than young adults because even though Charlie is 17, it's told by his 26-year-old self or 27-year-old self. Yeah. I suppose you could classify it as young adults because of the themes. I don't know, but I just think this is an adult fantasy with a young adult lead. Yeah, there's fairy tales, there's giants, there's magic, there's princes saving damsels in distress, there's a lot going on. It's actually really good. It's really well done. It is a little bit predictable in a couple of places, and also I feel maybe just a little bit too convenient, if you know what I mean. If you read it, you'll know what I mean. But overall, it's really well written. It's a really good story, and I'm giving it 4 stars. My review will come later, much later. I have other reviews to write, all of the others. I'm also currently listening to Charlie and the Great Glass Elevator by Roald Dahl. I have about 45 minutes left, and then this one is also kaput. Yeah, and then right now I'm going to be starting Strange the Dreamer by Laini Taylor, book 1 in a duology, which is also magic in the chosen one, I think. Okay, cool. So yeah. Anyway, so like I was saying, on Wednesday I was invited to a book launch. On Thursday, which was yesterday, but now I don't know why people do things. Because, everybody in the world is equal. And everybody in the world has the same thing and has access to the same things. Because this is why they do this. I don't know why they do it. Anyway. The V&A waterfront from where I live is hella far. Okay. Hella far. And it costs a lot of money, right? Public transport to get there. And even much and even more via Uber. So I was trolling and begging and pleading, and nobody going to the waterfront yesterday. Last night, nobody. So nobody could give me a lift. I found people who had vehicles to say, look, please take me. I can't pay you yet. I can pay you in a couple of days. It's like, literally tomorrow I'll be able to pay you. Everyone's busy. Nobody has time for me. I was on a freaking guest list, guys. A freaking guest list. But, that doesn't matter. I stayed at home and I read my book finished. Also, I was in contact with them, so, they're going to be sending me the book anyway, and I'm going to review it. It's not going to be signed. I would have had it signed last night, and I would have had a video as content. If it was a couple of days later, I would have been able to make it on my own Steam. But because, I don't have access to funds at that time of the month, then I have to rely on the kindness and generosity of others. But that's fine. I don't have friends. It's cool. So I did not go to the launch. I was a bit upset. Hi, FOMO. So yes. So my plans for today is I'm going to start on a journal for Magical Readathin to track that and to have a memory of that afterwards. And also, I'm going to be starting this one today, like I said, Stranger the Dreamer. Yeah, and that's that. See you on the outside. Bomb. Well, hello again. Hi. Welcome to the 1st of March. It is a lovely warm Wednesday where we don't have water because a pipe burst on the street on a corner last night, and it's been almost 24 hours and they're busy fixing it, so we'll have to wait and see. But I need to close this vlog. This was for February. My February reading is finished now. Now, before I get back into it, I need to tell you that Fairy Tale by Stephen King was my choice for a title starts with F. And then Strange the Dreamer by Laini Taylor was my choice for the 2017 release. Okay. After finishing reading between Fairy Tale and this one, my body kind of, was pushing against reading. I couldn't pick the book up. So I kind of wasted 4 days, maybe 3 days, because my body said so. Apologies, somebody came in by my gate. I can see through the window from here. Yeah. So instead, I have been watching Netflix. We've got access to that again, yay. I found a category called shows based on books, and then I went down that rabbit hole. But I only watched The Worst Witch, which is cute. I'm not going to comment on that as the children's thing. It's okay. But scrolling through Netflix as one does, one sees things that one wants to watch. So I've devoured Raising Dion, Warrior Nun, and I'm currently now watching Black Lightning. It is what it is. I did do some reading. I got as far as page 234, and it is amazing. It is amazing. I don't know why I couldn't get into reading this. Maybe because this is the third time I'm trying to read it. Goodreads will tell you it's the third time I'm reading it, but it's not. It's actually the first. There are stories for those other two, but now is not the time for that. So sorry. So yes. So unfortunately, I didn't finish my last book for Feb, but I am almost halfway through. So this is my first book for March. I can't mark off that block. But anyway, this is what the grid looks like with just my books. I almost have 2 rows complete. Well, that's not a book one there, but anyway, almost have 1 row complete just from books, which is that diagonal. If I had read a graphic novel, which I don't have to read. So yeah, not too shabby. And now if we just add in the non-reading prompts, then my grid looks like this now. And that gives me 1, 2, 3, 4 lines, which is not too shabby. So that's cool. So thank you, Readathin, for again another fun readathon. I love these bingo boards and these prompts that you guys come up with. Can't wait to see you again. February, March, April, May, April, June. Yeah, April, May. I don't know when, but I have many books remaining on my TBR, even though I'm going to be doing a unhaul. By the way, I'm leaving March sort of open for reading because going to be doing an unhauling of all of my books. Not all of them. I'm going to go through them. I'm going to be making videos where I sort out all my books and then show you what I have on my shelf in particular genres. And then I'm going to go through what I've read and what I haven't read. And then I'm going to be deciding what I'm going to keep and what I'm not going to keep. Everything that I'm not going to keep is obviously going to be an unhaul video. This video with all these books is in an attempt for me to sell them to you so that I can make some money so that I can send myself to Comic-Con Cape Town, because it's going to be my first ever Comic-Con. I mean, it's a dream. It's actually came here. It's come to Joburg before, and it's expensive. It really is. We can't go there and be there. And now we're getting one in Cape Town. I'm going, but how or how would I don't know. I don't have money. I'm too old to stand on street corners. So please buy my books. But that's neither here nor there. That's next up. So this is the end of the vlog. Thank you for coming along with me. I read a total of 10 books. This would have been 11. I'm 2 books ahead of what I did last month. Last month I only read 8. Now I've set myself small TBRs because I don't want to burn myself out. But I'm enjoying reading again, you guys. I'm enjoying reading again, and I do have to take a break. This is why we had a bit of a buffer before picking this book up. So that's what we're going to be doing. So March is going to be a bit of a chill reading month, and then we're going back to William in April. So thank you for coming along with me. Bye bye from Cape Town. And I'll see you in the next video. Ciao.